Hi, guys. Welcome back to Sex and Bacon. This is your host, Callie. We are holding space for the lovely and very mesmerizing, intriguing Amanda Dames. She goes by the Kink Consultant on Instagram, and she has her own podcast. Um, I am super excited to dive into everything that she has to I guess dissect within me and for what I have to ask her. We're going to see where this goes today. So, Amanda, thank you for joining and taking the time out of your day and
No,
busy schedule.
I was so happy to. We did that intro call like the end of last week, and I was really excited because I felt like we just got so deep so quickly on the intro call. I was like, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I kind of wish I would have hit record because it did get so good. But
I know.
you
But do you
you
know
are a
why?
professional. Yes,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
What?
I was gonna go
I
ahead and
forgot
tell
to
you why.
tell. Yeah,
You
well,
did
I
so
forgot to
well.
properly integrate, introduce
I'm a
you.
sex and relationship coach who specializes in kink, and I help couples introduce and maintain kink in their lives. And I specifically work with men, well, not only, but I help a lot of men who have kink or a fetish that they want their partner to better understand. And I help integrate that into the relationship. And that doesn't always mean making the partner do what they want. It means having open conversations that are vulnerable so couples understand each other better. And that's my segue into why our conversation worked so well. Callie, you were so open and willing to be vulnerable and talk about your feelings. So
It's
it
a
was
blessing and a curse, but
I
I'm here to offer that space to everyone.
I understand. On a personal level, I understand how it's a blessing and a curse. I do both. So I'm like, so from the phone conversation,
Hmm.
one of the things that I remember thinking about, I was like, oh, we're gonna have a deep conversation. You were sort of into a guy like heavily last week, and by this week, you're already like, well, no, it's fine. I'm like over him because someone
Yeah.
else has come through.
The art of detachment or staying detached. I mean, I go into my feelings for sure. And I think you and I started talking about astrology, which opened up this door of why I am so comfortable being a little toxic. And I don't know if it's toxic or just different whenever I approach each dynamic, because each dynamic I ask for their charts. If you don't give me your chart, like natal chart, astrology chart, that is a deal breaker. We're not really going to go much further than that. I need depth, and some people
But
give
I
it.
have a
Yes,
question. Sorry to
yes,
interrupt.
yeah.
Um, what happens though, like if they don't have their time of birth? That's not on everybody's birth certificate. Some people don't know.
That's not always the most significant. I know that that can be interlocking and life changing, but sometimes there's just enough of a basis to go on what this person can offer without their crazy ascendant, descendant. I think it's IC, MC, and Vertex, and different asteroids. And um, not to say that I have not been closed off in the past with that. It's
Yeah.
just keeping an open mind to what these planets can offer your chart as well as knowing what you can offer to theirs. So I should be asking you questions though.
Oh, yeah, no, that's so this is my blessing and curse. I want to find
Yeah.
out everything about you. So I think that like makes me a bad podcast host, but you can edit. It's
But
fine.
I love to talk about myself, and that's what makes me a bad podcast host. So we're like a match made in heaven, which is our Mercury and Libra,
Are we
or
both
conjunct.
Mercury and
I
Libra?
believe, yes, we both have our. They are mirroring each other, plus other placements like your Aries and Venus, which is like my vertex and descendant and different things that really push me forward into opening up and owning myself. And that's also your path, which is beautiful, which you're able to really create a template and take ideas because I have a lot of air in my chart. I need someone grounded usually to help me bring the idea into the physical, and then well, set up everything you've set up for yourself. Every episode you have, it's very It meets every need that you're looking for instead of just banter. Like, I don't know what needs I'm fulfilling for people today, but I know that a lot of people aren't talking about what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
all I know. And you're actually helping in a very, we've discovered you're not A type at all, but you're very organized, and that's your Virgo placements and where they fall in line with it's a beautiful, chaotic, I guess, journey that you get to showcase in a grounded way. That's
Do
what
you
everyone
have
loves about
Virgo?
Virgo. Huh?
Oh, sorry. Do you have Virgo in your charts?
Yes, my Chiron is in Virgo, which is more so the service to others, or selfless service. And I forget where else I have Virgo. I have a lot of other like Taurus and Capricorn placements. I think I can't remember where my Virgo lies, but you have a lot of it. And I know that anytime I've connected with Virgo women, or well, mostly women, men are on a different level. You guys don't realize how well you guys are coming off as put together. And I understand the inner chaos because that's my Chiron. And not being able to necessarily own the fact that you produce and manifest physically some perfect work, what seems perfect to others. And that comes from the inability to like see that everything is perfect, which is a force in itself. It keeps you pushing forward, if that makes sense. I don't like the word perfectionism, but
But when it comes to a Virgo, no, you are actually, you nailed it because everyone knows I'm not type A, but
Mhm.
I get it done. And then sometimes I'm like, people are really amazed with it. And I'm just like, are their standards very low? But I think it's what you're saying. It's like their standards aren't low. I just have such a harsh eye for my
Yeah.
own work, not for other people's. Because I'm actually very accommodating. Like, even we have been going back and forth on times, and I'm just chill, you're chill, we're very
Yeah.
chill.
Yeah, thank goodness it's not like a set in stone thing. There are some of those, but this
Do you
isn't
ever think, though,
it.
that if you were more set in stone, you'd be more successful? Not that you're
Uh,
not successful. Whoa,
I
whoa.
do. I
I feel that
do.
about myself, and that's why I'm
Yes,
asking. So I'm wondering if you feel the same.
it is an insecurity, the self-doubt about things. But I mean, that's why there's a whole like realm of psychology and pharmaceuticals like aimed at people who have that insecurity as well, instead of owning it and being neurodivergent in a way. Like I love being unmedicatedly ADHD.
So unmedicated. And it was fine because I drank a lot of coffee, but recently I
Mhm.
just developed an aversion to black coffee. So I haven't been drinking it. And
Kind of aversion because I used to like crash and take instant naps.
oh, no, I just don't want it in my stomach. Like
Hmm.
I think maybe it's because I'm getting a little older. I started to get heartburn and I drink coffee black. That's how I like it. So
Yeah,
once it hit my stomach, it was just immediate. Like it felt caustic or like I guess acidic is actually the term
yeah,
because that's what coffee is, but it my stomach would just like turn and be like, ugh, not another sip. And that means
yeah.
that it's harder for me to stay focused. Like I am so airy fairy now, and that's in the last 2 months. And I want to do so much, and I'm so excited about my business, and I'm excited for like different meetings and podcasts.
Hmm. The
But then
last
I'm
few months, what
tired.
would you say, like, the last few months, what month exactly? Because it's May, and I noticed in your chart that you just ended some transits in February, which could just mean that you're literally supposed to be embracing this different energy.
Well, at the end of March, I moved to um, Missouri from
Okay, that was another question.
Vegas, right? And March was a really weird month that was
Hmm.
totally up and down for me. I was an emotional wreck in the month of March because I was grieving the life I was going to leave in Vegas. But I will tell you, this is why I want to learn more about astrocartography because I have noticed since getting to Missouri, yes, there was an adjustment period, but I am so ignited right now about work, about achieving, about investing in myself. And
Yes.
being the person I imagine I want to be 5 years from now and like taking steps to do that.
I
So I
don't know
think
if I
that's my
sent you
new
that
energy.
screenshot. Yeah, I didn't look at Vegas. I thought you were in New York at some point because I did look at New York. I from your last podcast, I just took the initiative. But I looked at, sorry, I'm listening.
No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I was in New York for 11 years, but 3 years ago I moved to 3 years ago I moved to Vegas, and I didn't even get to spend a full 3 years there, and I miss it so much. But my
Yeah.
energy here is more focused and less vacation.
There is something in your chart. I did not look at Vegas. I can look at that really quick and open up another tab. But just from New York to Missouri, you do tap into a more grounded flow with communication and bringing in your manifestations in a practical manner. And your, I think it's your Libra and your Mercury and Sun. So the Libra placement and what is your Sun? It is a Libra and Libra, or what
Yeah,
is it?
I'm Libra sun, Virgo rising, Virgo moon. I don't know anything else, but I know that I have a lot of like Venus. I think I have a
Mhm.
lot in Venus, or there's a lot going on there.
I'm gonna reopen your thing. I closed it.
I'm
What
like
I'm
going to the
missing.
text you sent because I was,
I'm obsessed with those. I'm not like the greatest, but I have like helped my life enough. And I feel like I have a great understanding of whenever um I look at other people's. It is, yeah, your Mercury is in Libra, your Vesta is in Libra, your Sun is Libra, and then okay, so your safety measure or like how you feel safe and everything, and your home life is all about communicating. It's in Gemini. Your midheaven is Gemini. The IC is Sagittarius. So your home roots are um you basically have a very transient, like fun life. You need fun, and that's why you miss Vegas. Like you need fun to feel at home. And that's what's missing in Missouri.
you nailed it. I mean, okay, I don't want to be an asshole, but it doesn't take astrology to
Sorry, it
tell
took
me
me a little.
I'm missing fun in Kansas City, Missouri compared to Vegas or New York. But listen, the all of my
Mhm,
success in my career has been because I've prioritized fun. I've literally gotten
mhm,
promotions because I prioritized fun. It's not that I'm the personality hire. It's just like one time I got promoted because, well, I always step up and say I want something. Like I make it known that I want to be promoted, I want more. But one time, like when I was a customer service agent, I created like a bingo game of where you could, like, of where we got calls from. And like,
yeah.
because I was like, I want to have
That
more
is
fun.
fun though.
Yeah.
That's a team building exercise. You'd be really
Yeah.
great at managing like whole groups of like several teams. Like that kind of like ability
And I
that
just wanted fun. And that's everything that drives me. However, if what
I
hurts
love
me is if it's
Sagittarius
not,
and Geminis.
wait, is that a Gemini thing?
It's both of you, like both of them. Geminis need support and they do need everything to be lighthearted. Like if something starts to go too deep, like I used to date this guy or try to have like a serious thing with Venus and Gemini. People they get bad reps because they're like, oh, cheaters, infidelity. It's not that. It's just that once things hit a certain level of seriousness, it's like it burns, it does something to your fire. Like
I didn't know that about Gemini. Libra doesn't have that. I think we balance seriousness really well.
yeah. And then
We
there's like
balance
the
everything.
reclusiveness of Geminis, but I've never met a super duper like serious Gemini. I don't know about you, sun sign.
I have met serious Geminis, but like, I guess my Virgo placements look at them and
Mhm.
think, you do not have your life together. So, but yeah, I agree with that about all the Geminis I know. They almost don't even take themselves seriously.
Yeah, they're two twins. They're
Wait,
constantly
what
moving.
is your sun sign?
Libra,
Wait, how is, okay, what date?
October 21st.
Okay, oh,
So,
you're a cusp.
yeah, I got some Scorpio in there.
I'm like diehard Libra on October 9th, like right in the
Yeah,
middle.
you're in the midst. Like you are the October Libra. I'm an October Libra, but I'm like near the Scorpio.
Yeah.
It gets really
Uh,
watery.
Wait, do you know? Okay, one time I went to an astrologist and she told me I didn't have a lot of water in my chart. And water helps wash away pain, and water in your sign, like you can wash things away with it, and I don't have a lot. She said, so people bring you their water, people bring you their drama, which is very true. I love other people's drama. It's kind of what I do for work. I'm like, bring me your drama, let's work through it.
Mhm.
But she also said that the reason I was a good dominatrix and that was a good job for me, she said, because I had a lot of like stuff in me that water wasn't washing away, getting to be mean to clients, my like submissive clients,
Like that
was
was
good
your
for my
release.
soul.
Yeah. It was the balance that you needed. That was
Because,
consensual. But
yeah, consensual, because I have no water in my, or like I basically have almost none. And you have a lot?
yeah. Yeah. Well, I have some, well, I look at things differently between astrology, like Western astrology, I guess that's what
Yeah.
we're talking about. And then my good friend who introduced me to all of this, like with cartography, everything years ago, she recently introduced me to Bazi, and it's something with feng shui and Chinese astrology, which actually tells you how much elements you have. And my friend, a lot of fucking fire in her chart. You wouldn't know that she has mostly water as like her feng shui. So like or her Chinese astrology chart, which I like to morph those together now that I know more about both of them because there is an elemental charge that is kind of with Chinese astrology, it changes by every like 10 years or so, whatever each pillar goes by, and it can go day by day what your energy shows up as. But supposedly, I don't have that much water. I have a lot of earth, is what I'm trying to get to.
Wow. Isn't that fun to learn?
Yeah, because you never like know who you are or what.
I know. I love, that's why I love astrology. I feel like it does answer questions. And there are other things because I also believe in numerology. And then
Hmm.
also the Chinese zodiac. Like, did you know Chinese zodiac has enemy years as well? So I'm a year of the dragon, but anything that happens year of the dog, like brands that were started year of the dog, a house that was built year of the dog, which is
I'm near
six
the
years
dog.
after, whatever 6 years after your thing is, you should not engage with it. And I learned that the hard way.
Wow. That's
Yep.
good to know to like bring to others too, because I have so many friends that are dragons and snakes and rats, and those are supposed to be like my biggest enemies in Chinese astrology. And I'm not aware of like what my pillars are exactly, but I have some of the best friends, like strongest connections that I mean, they're life changing.
So if they're 6 years older or 6 years younger than you, you're probably not gonna like, well, 6, 12, 18,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to vibe with them in the same way.
Yeah, all of them are different because they're different elements, right?
I
Too.
don't know about the element side. I just know that,
I'm a wood dog, that's all I know.
wait, you're a so you're a dog? You're,
Yes.
oh
Yes.
my God. You're apparently not so, maybe we just should, well, I was gonna say we probably
Well,
shouldn't
my
have,
one lover, like, no, it's give or take. Like, my one lover that was the Venus in Gemini, he's 1990 or 1988 dragon. And you guys are more emotional than the other dragons. You guys have, I forget what color. It's either like a white dragon or the water dragon or something like that. It's literally where you're not as aggressive, like Trump is a dragon type thing. You're not as aggressive and just like that kind of energy. You don't necessarily take as like whatever you can. You are very intuitive and you work with each other. And that's where I think 1988, I get along with a lot of dragons from that year.
that makes sense. And then you must be 96
94, yeah.
or 94. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Cut
I
that
don't
out. I'll
remember
say
everyone.
anything, but I won't do bad math. Stop.
Okay, got it. I will always do bad math. It probably isn't great for legal issues.
Okay, I'm really glad you did my chart. What
I'm
is
still
going on with
learning.
your chart right now?
Oh, you don't want to talk about yours?
Well, no, I feel like you
I
answered stuff.
didn't
Well,
show
no,
you.
I
Yeah, you
actually
got the
think
answers, but no one else does. I got it.
I like, okay, here's what is true. My energy is definitely different. I told a client just this morning, I said, I think I'm a different person. Like jokingly, sort of, but like my
Hmm.
confidence is up, my
Yeah.
drive is up, and I don't know if, but I'm missing fun, like you said. So I don't know
There are
what to do
different
with
ways
that.
to integrate fun, like making trips for yourself, making more board games. I don't know, meetups. Create a meetup group.
I'll do something. I am, but I'm always traveling. Like once a month, I do travel somewhere. I already
Mhm.
have travel planned. I traveled a lot in April. I was in Ireland and on a cruise, like end of April,
Yeah,
beginning of May.
but I get it.
Then
It's just
this
not
month,
enough whenever you're home. It's just
yeah, this
not.
month is New York. Next month is
Sounds so
Arkansas, which is
exciting.
close to where I live, but I'm meeting up with
Hmm.
friends there. Yeah, I try and travel a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you get the fix. Okay, I'm deflecting from mine. I am going through a relationship longing, and I've been single for basically my whole life. I have had one boyfriend, but it was basically a grooming situation. Wasn't really a boyfriend whenever I look back at it, and I was the other woman the entire time. But that kind of like put me on a path of like self-discovery and really like learning what my boundaries were, and there's been a shift recently, and even my mind, my heart, everything feels it. It wants it. It wants this divine, like long-term partnership. And right now, I'm talking all about ethical non-monogamy and all of these things. And I've never told myself that I'm poly. I've always known that I've shown up as a unicorn, but I've never known, or I never really owned it as something that I gave myself. It was just always circumstance. And I know that deep down there is going to be a huge shift from what I've been talking about. And it's going to involve a committed partner, whatever that looks like. I don't know if that will affect my current like realm with being a companion, though I have a lot of hats that I'm wearing. That's also something that I'm going through as a career transit. I'm supposed to be very confused by lovers and my career right now. And just putting myself into this podcast is what really brings clarity. The more I talk about it, I've learned the more I'm able to like understand it. It's not just like note taking, once upon a time, note taking, journaling, everything that was enough. But it's like I need people like other consciousness to like back and forth with these ideas and their ideas and what their experiences were. It's not just like a lonesome path anymore. It's all about like every type of partnership, work, career, work, friendship, acquaintances, being there for others, learning really to like give without expecting, and learning where triggers in past relationships have blocked me and taking the opportunity when some of those lovers do come back to show them that I did learn something else, even if it's just not compatible for the long term. Just having those redemption moments too. And that's something that's still happening until 2027. So,
That's only like 6 months away to 18 months max then of how long
yeah,
that will go on for.
true. And it's already been crazy. I'm enjoying all of it.
In the scheme of things, it's not long though. You see that?
No,
Like it's
especially
short.
whenever it's been my whole life, 31 years.
Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
keep telling myself. I'm like, I can wait longer. If this is forever, if this partnership that's like supposed to come into my life is forever, there's like it can wait.
You can have patience.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, hold on. I had a question and then it disappeared. Oh, I wanted to talk about your work. Companionship. Can you
Yes. Full
tell me,
service companionship, not just any.
can you explain what that is? Because I don't know.
Well, everyone has their own style and energy. I am the girlfriend experience, plus I bring my tantra into things. Years ago, whenever I first got into this 15 years ago, well, legally, I started doing things. My first date was a sugar daddy date. It wasn't full service. That's how I dipped my toes. the awful relationship happened, on one of the breaks, I ended up connecting with a friend who was Backpage days, and they were, I hate to say it, the lower end girls, but they're like, they put condoms on the dudes, they, and nothing uncovered, no kissing, no touching, and I was never able to just do that ever. Not even just like out of training, like, and the girls around me, they were like, I can't really like work with a girlfriend experience because they just didn't have that intimacy, and it really tore me down because their clients were not the same. So it is different for everyone. Some people, it's like completely no intimacy. It is just like you pay for this amount, and if you want anything extra, if you want to talk, like it's just not like it's a very non-intimate transaction. Like you're just hiring a girl for what you need them to do to you. And if what I offer is just like, I just treat them like they're my boyfriend. Like some of them, it's easier than others. Some of them I've asked, like depending on how old they are, I love asking them in the beginning of the date, like, do you have any pictures of you whenever you're like younger? And it's so much easier. Like some of them are really, really old. So like it's my mental trick of just connecting with that part of themselves that does exist. Like I'm gonna be that old someday. People are gonna look at me like that if I ever try to connect with them. And like, I don't want my husband to think of me like that. I want my husband, my partner, to like see me in my fullness. And some people come to you and they're not in their fullness anymore. And their divine, their partners, they don't honor that, and different dynamics, like how, like they got together in different, I guess, times where it was more forced or like expected of them. And so they have dynamics where they don't leave the wife, whether, and the wife does open up to things. I don't, some are more open, some are just unspoken. That I'm not going to leave my wife. I'm not going to leave this thing I built just because I have this physical need. And it is unfortunate because it could completely destroy their lives, but it's beautiful in a sense that I can give that, go the other way, not say anything, and their marriage is great because I mean, it takes two people to confront this, and sometimes if someone is being avoidant and they're not wanting to confront it, especially 20, 30, 40, 50 years into marriage, then you're not actually like, I don't know, like you're opening this door for something, a shadow to grow. If you don't address these shadows in your relationship, I mean, I'm the one who profits off of them, but sometimes I'm also pushing them back into their relationship. They understand more intimacy. They're able to show up in different ways. They're either able to do that or leave and choose other partnerships where they find a girlfriend, they find love. And even the marriages where the women find out, it's just like they end up married within a year or two after with these beautiful partnerships. Because I try to keep track of the ones that really go wrong and like where I know that something's going on. Because I'm just like, how bad am I of a person for doing what I'm doing, showing up and like offering a service? Because that can be like the most demonizing, easy to demonize position. But it's just like, not all men are perfect, not all women are perfect, no one is perfect. It's just like so many misunderstandings and miscommunications that, and the lack of like, a lot of people don't know how to build up any energy. Like they just expect sex. And I understand that from being 18 to like 21. And I had some really crazy flings, but I also look back and I'm like, oh God, that was kind of almost like aggressive, near like not perpetrative, but it's just like I wanted what I wanted, and it really matter like whether or not there was a connection. And it took a lot of alcohol between us both. It was never sober like connections. It took years to have any sober connections, even outside of this in it, um, because of the fact of like not wanting to take the time to connect with anyone. And sometimes that's a marriage. Like that just is like how two people are together. And sometimes there is such an emotional depth that you can see past that intimacy, which is beautiful. A lot of people can. It's what creates like a great connection. But there's just like the deficits. I don't know where to go with that. Sorry. I feel like I took the
No,
mic.
that was fantastic. Now I'm going to like dive in. So there is naivete to being young and just wanting what you
Yes.
want, right? And then so
There's a
many
negative
people
yes to everything.
and so many people end up in a relationship and that naivete solidifies. It gets frozen
Hmm.
because that's where they met and they don't grow that to learn how to build energy like you're talking about.
Yeah, and
But
then it's the investment. Time is money. And so that's a relationship sense. A lot of people, it took me 4 years to get out of that one grooming situation because I thought, yes, I mean, he even fed it in my head. The time we put in, the time we put in. And time really doesn't fucking exist like we think it does.
that's
And
the
it's not
sunken
money.
cost fallacy. It's called the sunken cost fallacy of like you think because I did this, I should stay. Like I did all this. But I really want to touch on a point that it sounded like I asked you what you did. And
Mhm.
in a way, it sounded like almost like you were defending yourself, which you don't need to do with me.
I know, not with you. It's just like to the whole. I'm trying to break that.
Can we
Instead
talk
of
about
like,
that a little bit?
yeah,
Because
we'll talk about it.
you said,
See if
how
you can
much
get
of
an
a demon
answer.
am I? Or how demonizing
Like,
is it? Like what I'm doing. And we can play it back and figure out the exact words you
yeah,
used. But my takeaway from that is I wanted to understand a little better. Is that something that you're internally feeling? Or is it societal pressure that makes you think you have to defend yourself?
it's definitely societal pressure. And yeah, just more so people listening, like defending that aspect and taking into consideration that are people that are going to be like listening in on this conversation. And I think I defend myself to the room more than like, because I know I have nothing to defend myself with you. Like, you are have your time in the dungeon.
Yeah.
Like, but for whatever reason, I do feel defensive whenever I speak about it as a just to an audience, because like we're constantly demonized. There's constant like just disgusting comments. And that may open up more disgusting comments. But then again, I don't, I also don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and I
I
think you
give a
did a
fuck,
great
but like
job.
maybe that's just defending my baby. Like more than just defending like what the fuck you think about my parenting. It's more so like that's like I know what I do isn't demonizing, but I know every like so there are some people that are going to be like this bitch is just talking about like being a slut or which I am. I am. That is my brand. I've owned that completely. But yes.
No, that's really funny. I try and keep my brand being the girl next door, or like the older I get, the mom next door. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's
You're
into
still the
kink.
girl next door.
I'm
Yes,
not a
yes.
mom even, but I'm just like for the purpose of age. But what I want to touch on is the fact that I think you explained it in such a relatable way that first of all you started by explaining why the authenticity of it mattered to you or explaining that like you couldn't do it like the first people you met because you needed the authenticity, so you're doing this in a way that feels real to you. I loved that you said so many good things. We need to pause between good, impactful things you say because the other thing is you look for a photo of them when they were younger. And that is something I do with my own, like in my life, my partners. I always try and fall in love with the 7-year old version of them and keep the 7-year old version of them in mind. Like if I get angry at them or lose my temper, I remember like there are wounds that they have from a younger time, and I'm always trying to be empathetic to that version of them. And you are trying to create authentic connection to that younger version of them that they still have inside of them, even
Yeah.
in older age. I loved that. And the way you described it, so like this is the meat of the conversation I want to have about it.
The bacon.
The bacon. Good branding. Okay, the bacon of it all is though they're missing something. And I think that there's an ethical question of are you supposed to turn off your sexuality just because your partner wants to? because your partner wants monogamy, but they also don't want sexual connection anymore. Is that fair? And I don't think it is. I think
Mm-mm, I don't think it is at all. It's a hard
connection,
conversation for
yes.
sure. Very hard. Not everyone has the maturity to handle it all, but uh, this where I practice, or I don't know if everyone's capable of it, if it's just something you can develop, but compersion. I love knowing that my partner is being happy and is happy. The only time I've ever not like felt that way was through wounding, and it took over a decade for me to get past that and to embrace the fact that you're here to live your life. If I want you here forever, I need to understand that forever doesn't mean you're always going to be only in my pants. You may want someone else. Like you may want to experience their energy. I am not going to always be here. And that's kind of something that's happened this past week, even with me detaching from someone that I am interested in, the UFC fighter I told you about, and someone else coming in to like take his place who's in the physical. It's part of dating, and marriage is different too. Commitment looks different to everyone. Commitment looks like loyalty to me. It looks like that person I get to go home to, that person I get to like, that's my support system whenever everything out here gets too crazy. Because I've heard from many people, not just myself, like to understand that um, they don't, there, some couples I've seen have been separated and they're going through the issue that I'm talking about. Like, it doesn't matter how many times you dress up a lady you've been with for 40 years, that lady is going to be the same lady no matter what you dress her up as, just like the guy. Like, no matter how many role plays you try to do, sometimes the energy just like hits a wall. And the excitement actually comes from other people and other people creating that tension and friction, and you being able to like, I don't know, like go a deeper level in love and realize that loving someone isn't ownership. It doesn't mean that like, and that's what I hate about marriage too. Like
Well, we're going deep. Yeah,
oh
it's
god.
not ownership. But so to you, does sex come into loyalty at all?
It does for a manner of time. I feel like there is that honeymoon phase, and where I've even, well, I say that, and I've learned a lot from this past week from allowing someone in my past to come back. That he challenged this belief back in January, with some dirty talk of like thinking that because I do what I do, like I would want to like be non-monogamous. And it took me a while like to realize that in the whole 5 months being apart, that no, actually like I'd rather have you around. I'd rather you, because this guy will sometimes pick me up for my dates. Like if I take an Uber, take me to a train station, he's there whenever I actually need him, and he knows like that I need rest and I have my work and this and that. There's no slut shaming, there's no talking about it. It's actually really like a part of our dynamic this past week, just having them back. And everyone offers something different. Like the other person the week prior that I still am trying to connect with, that's a different level of stability. And knowing where certain people, I guess, can play those parts is where, I don't know. I'm willing to give up certain things for a certain person, but I don't know if that is forever. And I've told so many people that as a dating phase, and I think maybe I am so open about that, but I don't know if I actually mean it. I feel it, and I've scared people away because I am willing to be monogamous. I am willing to do this committed thing, but I've just never done it. And I've become so comfortable with holding space and allowing my lovers to do what they want that like I also don't know if I want that taken away from me. I'm in such a confused state. That is
That
what
is a
it
lot that you have to feel your way into. So you're looking for someone probably just as curious about what they want as you
is.
are.
Yeah, like open-minded.
So you're open to monogamy, but it scares you to stop being open yourself.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
fair. No, that's valid. It's um what are you
Because I've given
scared
it
of
up
losing?
before. Well, I've given it up before myself. Like I've given that part of myself up. I told you this in the when we were like talking on the phone. Whenever I was 17, I entered into a relationship with someone 9 years older than me. Mm, I don't want to cry. I tried to leave that relationship like 2 or 3 months in, and the slut shaming and the amount of guilt that was held over my head because, yeah, you put up in this time. You're my girlfriend. I'm only doing this with you. And then slut shaming the fact that I had really strong guy friend relationships that I hadn't tapped into sexually at all. But you better bet that I did after I ended that 4 year relationship. By that time, like I was so suppressed and like I couldn't be myself that things start to break. Like things will break, and you'll take any chance to experience it within your friend groups. Like it's self-sabotaging sometimes. I'm not friends with any of those male friends because of like the way I did lash out sexually, but that was because I allowed someone so much older than me to tell me like I didn't have a frontal fucking lobe. I was looking for a father figure to guide me. I was moved out whenever I was 16 out of my home. And so having someone like my stepfather, he literally was like my stepfather, tell me everything that I was doing wrong in my life, like that, and he made it feel so good. Like that's what relationships do. They make it feel so like you're being held and like you're like it's okay for you to like give up all that and like it's okay that I see you in this way, but change it and don't do it anymore. And I was never allowed to actually, despite knowing it 3 months in, claim my independence as the other woman because I even told him I was like, I feel like you're living with this girl, blah blah blah. It's everything. The other woman, like, I mean, I was the other woman. This woman was, I think I was 4 years of a 6 year relationship, and now, I mean, they're still together. That was 15 plus years ago.
Does she know?
Going on 20. Oh, she knows. I'm going to be making an episode about that because it's
Okay.
actually really,
So one of
she's
the
like a
things that,
kindergarten teacher and everything. I really
man,
don't appreciate how all that went down 15 years ago.
one of the things that just like you described though was that he told you how to think about yourself.
Hmm.
And it sounds
Instead of
like
me.
what he told you stuck with you for a really long time. Do you still feel like having male friends is a slutty thing?
No, no.
Okay.
No, not at all. And even if it is, like that's why I made my brand. Like we are sluts. I am a slut. Like if that's what you think I am, like the acronym like to a slut, like what I make it into, like because it all started really from a song, but I transformed it into something like more like branded to my podcast and stuff where sex, love, unfiltered truths. Like I'm not here to lie to you. Like I'm here to like give as much love as possible, and that does include like very physical acts of intimacy. And if you can't handle any of that, then you can go away. Like not going to be it's not going to be a weapon. People who try to weaponize it, you're gone. Like so many red flags come forth through being completely authentic and not giving a fuck about what someone has to tell you. That I mean, even the UFC fighter, he has maybe a hard issue that he doesn't talk to me about, like the fact that yeah, maybe he won't ever get a monogamous relationship out of me because of what I do, but that's also like his path right now too, and everyone lives their shadows, and someone like no matter what people actually want in their life, sometimes you're not living up to it, and sometimes that's how like at being a Libra, being Libras, our roles are mirrors. They're not so much Geminis. Geminis are the twins. We are a mirror, and that's why some people don't like Libras. They are so agitated by like how we show up and are so like just in our like way of like thinking and being able to like hold two sides of the scale and balance them.
Yeah,
And
we are.
it's because we are the mirror piece, and other people have to like literally, growing up, I mirrored my reality because I didn't have the power. I was a child. But being an adult, like just being able to just sit there, take up space, and then let people do the talking. You don't have to even do much talking, and you figure out a lot about how people feel about themselves, how they feel about other people. You ask people what you think you should do. Like, I love people telling me what they think that I should do, like, just to see where their mentality is and where they think I am and how much control they think they have over me and my decision making. And it just tells you everything you need to know sometimes.
Well, people always tell you who they are. That is a
Yeah.
fact. How would you say, what were the steps you took to reclaim your independence, reclaim and appreciate that you are a slut? What was the process
But,
after that breakup?
well, I think it was the guy recently who came back into my life because I mean, there were a lot of people who have been like just not about this. And I've also not supported some slut men. And they, like, with their truths, have triggered me in a way that, like, this one in particular, this past week, he showed me a side of himself before I showed him. But that's because he met me as like my Uber. He does like media production and stuff. Like we got really connected. Like I don't go around fucking my Ubers, though I don't give a fuck if you do or not. This one though, he earned it. Like because I know that there's like that whole sexual assault thing with Uber and Lyft, and I don't want to like normalize like drivers being like, oh, hit on like your passenger. This was a very he wasn't hitting on me. It was just funny chat. And then once we got it took me a week to meet him in the physical because of my work and stuff. And he was more so intrigued and he was aware more and vocally aware and kind of turned on by the fact of like, yeah, I pretty much think that I picked you up from like a one night stand. And I was like, no, it's just my work. And then it gets deeper. And then I opened up, this is before the podcast. I opened up about wanting this podcast about being sex and everything. And we I ended it with him because he started opening up so much. And yeah, I taught him kind of consent, speak about something before, like not while in the act. Just don't do it while you're in the act. Like talk about it before. And there is a language barrier. He's from Turkey. I'm from here. So he did his best to like communicate it, and I was really open with it. He didn't call me a slut, but he mentioned of like liking the fact of like that I'm with other men, even if it's just for money. And then I couldn't handle that. I could not handle someone just like telling me that and me having such sexual attraction to him and like being able to communicate and me planning out this whole podcast that had not been launched yet and them not wanting to just own me and take me and like make
So,
me whatever they wanted. And I was so used to that. And I had to break out of that and realize that do I really want that? Like, do I actually want what I was wanting in that moment? And I made it my brand. Me and this guy are talking. It's going way better than before as well. And then I just have other dynamics where I'm open to it, but I'm not open to it if they're not able to work past their own blockages and deficits, I guess.
so part of what you shared is basically that, and this is very relatable. You had been equating control and ownership with love. And when he
Yeah.
didn't want to control and own you in that way and you were attracted to him, you sort of felt rejected almost. That's what I picked
Yes.
up from it. And you did not
Yes.
handle that well. So how did
I'm
you
like, you're
go?
not supposed to want me to be with anyone else.
So that fantasy of like what monogamy is supposed to be, you were still in that place where this is what a
Yes.
relationship is supposed to look like. And it took you time. So he's part of really what.
Is opening me up. He's really helping me open and own a lot of things.
So this was years ago.
No, this one was 5 months ago. UCF, UFC guy. He does make me realize that I want something stable. He, I, we haven't had that monogamy talk, but it's because I know things about him. He knows about my work, like the 2 years ago one that we just started talking again back in April, the beginning of April, end of March. I reached out. He reached out to me because of like my Instagram and stuff. Let's get that out there like 2 years ago. And it was for Tantra. He gave me the pattern app information. He gave me his natal chart without me asking. And he said, thank me later. And so that kind of like kept on like going for a few months, met him in the physical, realized that there were performative issues like and stuff that he expected a lot from me like performance wise, wasn't able to meet it. But it's like one of those dances, like you don't know the rules to the dance, and you're just trying to like make you're literally trying to tango with someone like who does like there's who's trying to salsa. Like you're not aligning with like the fact that you need deep intimacy and this and that. It didn't really work out then, but this past time around, I've been very vocal. Been doing those double texting, maybe like triple, quadruple texting back, and he's just not vocal, but he's listening. I feel maybe it's hitting him, maybe it's not, but he has taught me that there are two sides to everyone, and that no matter how much someone's chart may say that they want monogamy, like my chart says partnership monogamy, like a life partner plus meaningful relationships. His also says that, but we're both not living it. And there are our childhood wounds that I mean, my Scorpio placements, Capricorn placements, his Cancer, Scorpio, and Capricorn placements. It all leads to something that happened to our childhood that we just weren't able to like really like connect to. And he seeks out services from women like myself. Never sought my services, but I know enough from the community of women because everyone has an ability to like leave remarks, and it's nothing bad, perpetrative, anything like that. It's just the fact that he's hard to handle. He's not able to like dive into his like basically body like and connect to himself, and he expects this very like sexual connection, which puts pressure on the lover, which was my own experience not being paid for. Like I was able to read these women's like review companions reviews, and I was like, hold on, like this is actually a thing. Like, and he's may not be willing to talk about it, but he hasn't blocked me. He has not unfollowed me, and he is still very present, which is like means a lot for his Venus and Capricorn because it means that unlike last time, whenever there's things with the influencer world, and it's really like stupid. Modern dating is just like, why is this a thing? And I've even told him that, like, why does you unfollowing me matter so much or following me? And it is a presence thing. It's like the best that you can do with the circumstances and devices you've been given. Like you can't really work around or we're not going back to letter writing. We're just not back there. Like sometimes that's actually I've received some letters and it's too much. So instead of like yearning for something that you actually don't want. Like I've learned that through myself and like people sending me message or like letters and I'm like, "Oh, I actually don't want this," even though I would think that that's so hot. No, presence, making sure that they're supportive, and there are so many different ways to show up in modern dating that is like so superficial, but it is the way it is. Like if they don't, then there are questions to be had whenever it comes to feeling supported, and not everyone feels supported the same way. But I definitely think that should be added out there.
Yeah, no, I feel that all of that is really applicable. I will say, it sounds like he needs my coaching services. Like literally as you're describing it, the way he wants, but there's a disconnect of the fact that he also needs to
And I can't
give.
give it to him because we can't be partners. Like it will be my maternal. Like I will like suffocate, and I think I have been suffocating him for
It
that.
actually sounds like anyone would suffocate in that though, you know? And the only person who could handle it is someone who is detached from their own need for autonomy. And I don't think
Yeah,
there are many people like that who would also put up with him, you know? Like it sounds
I
like he's a
mean
lot.
that's also why I live the way I do. Like, because you're putting up with me for as long as I'm putting up with you.
Yeah,
So
that's a really good point. I do have to
it could
say,
be toxic though.
you've said this a couple of times. I feel like that needs to be a secondary episode jumping in. What I will say is,
Yeah.
what's really interesting, and this is like my own, bias or perception, you come on with the sweetest voice and sounding so innocent. Have you heard
That's what you
this?
said. I love your voice and the way you sound, and it's like I do try not to listen to my voice too much.
Like, I just think I love how it's so funny because I'm like, oh, men must love her and be so attracted to this like youthful, bubbly energy that, how you said I love
But
fun?
that's a different type of there are levels, yes. Yes. I cater to a lot of was it Kuwazi or Kuawi is the word. It's like
Ku
Kuw
Kauai?
Kauai.
I
Yeah.
don't
It's
know.
it's like a like where you're just younger. Like it's not childlike necessarily, but um
Well,
you've
so there's like, well, like there's age play where you pretend to be younger or seem it, but I don't know.
I
You
get paid
sound
a
like,
lot for age play, actually.
okay, I didn't want, okay,
And
I'm
I'm
not
not
like,
like against it, but that is something I'm going to be talking about on Sunday that is like actually darker. I'm hoping that people don't see it as me judging them. It's just something that puts together a few pieces of a puzzle of who a booking agent was or may not be. And age play happens to be a very big thing that I've gone into. I mean, the past year alone, like the past week alone, I've had four age plays and I've only worked 5 days.
yeah, only
Like
five days. Okay.
yes.
I think that's interesting because age play is really common. It's honestly not something I talk about often on my own podcast either, because I do think there's like this idea of what age play is, and it's really hard to explain it to people who aren't into it. However, I had a little on my podcast, so she's like
Hmm.
she's an adult, but she goes into her little space and enjoys the things we typically associate with children, which is interesting to me because she talked about coloring and like story time. I love coloring as an adult. I think like I have markers and coloring books. I'm not a little, but I am. I enjoy how peaceful it is. So I understand how some
Yeah,
people
tapping
just want to,
into your inner child
yeah, some
and doing
people
the
just want to
trauma work.
take that further. Yeah. But
Hmm.
anyway, you have the cutest voice. And I was like, oh, I totally see how people can just have so much fun with you because it does sound innocent. And then you also have this really authentic sexual side, and that's what you discussed. You want to tap into that as opposed to you're not putting on a show, you're not putting on a play, you're not keeping it transactional. And I think that sounds like what makes you special as a companion.
Yeah, I do my best not to. I mean, some people do get a transactional experience only because like they show up the way they do. Like you can't be like completely plastered or I mean, some people yeah, you know, if you don't know already, hiring me involves a talk about Tantra or something spiritual or esoteric. And if you thought that there was not going to be any of that, then you booked your time wrongly. And that's sometimes where things like just do, like people do shut you down and where you don't want to open up to the next person. And that can affect, it doesn't get out of hand, thankfully for me, but it has made some following bookings more transactional seeming just because some people are truly they don't want to like talk about it, but a lot of people do. I have a lot of authentic like clientele, but there is a whole thing with why I guess men they don't it's a novelty. As long as your name is out there, they want to see you. They don't care
I
what you're
understand that. Yeah. Okay. That makes total sense.
doing.
Callie, it has been so fun to chat.
Yes, it has. Sorry, I should be ending this like
No, she, I know you don't
I know
love
you have
you.
a hard stop. I don't have a hard stop.
I,
This has been so much fun, Amanda.
I
I hope to have
agree.
you on again. Like, I can't wait to have you on again. I don't know when your schedule like permits, but there's definitely a part two,
Yeah,
especially
and
like
also just for anyone listening, you've already mentioned it, so I feel comfortable saying like I do have a podcast, the Kink Consultant podcast.
yes.
I
I'm a huge fan and follow and like and subscribe and rate and review.
Yeah, oh yes, please to all podcasts should be rated and liked and followed. Um,
Yes.
but also if anyone is listening and they feel like they do have that disconnect and they want to create a connect with their partner, go to amandadames.com and you can book me as a coach. I offer a consultation call that is really great for people who aren't sure if coaching is for them.
Absolutely. And I hope that this reaches every amazing ear, even some of the ones that I've like personally been involved with.
I definitely want to meet
Wink,
the
wink,
ones you've been
wink, wink.
personally involved with. Ellie, you cracked me up. All right, thanks so
I
much.
know you're listening. Okay, thank you so much. How do I stop this?